Hey guys, Romansliders here, with this review of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, released in 1994 for the Super Nintendo, Sega Mega Drive, Game Gear, Game Boy and Sega CD. For the purpose of this review, I'll be focusing on the Snes version of the game, as I feel that version truly captured the spirit of the Power Rangers. Back in 1993, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers launched onto US television and instantly became a cultural phenomenon. Based on the long-running Super Sentai show in Japan, the original series ran for 3 seasons between 1993 and 1995 and presented endless merchandising opportunities for kids, much to the chagrin of long-suffering parents worried about their wallets. From action figures to the Transformer-like Megazords, Power Rangers could be seen as the extended advert for toys, which is essentially what the series was. I myself was a huge Power Rangers fan, and even inspired me to take up martial arts, so thanks Bandai. Astonishingly, I missed this game the first time round when it was released, and only got to play it for the first time a few years ago. This was mainly due to how expensive video games were back then, not to mention consoles. It was all up to your parents, and if they decided to buy you a video game, whatever it was, then it was a big deal. Now onto the game. There's not much of a story. The evil Rita Repulsa wants to take over the Earth, and the only ones standing between her and world domination are the Power Rangers. The game doesn't do much to set up the story, but those who have watched the series will get the gist. From there, the game plays as a fairly typical brawler, fighting wave after wave of putties, the foot soldiers of the game. Players can choose from the original 5 Power Rangers, sorry Tommy, and fight through 7 levels. The players begin each level in their civilian form, battling enemies using an assortment of punches, kicks and jump kicks. At a certain point in the stage, the player will transform to that character's ranger form until the end of the level. As a Power Ranger, the player has access to a greater number of moves, such as the character's signature weapon, body blows and wall jumps. Additionally, you also have access to a special move known as a bomb that will destroy all enemies on the screen. However, you must be careful to conserve this attack, as it will drain energy and cannot be used again until the energy meter has been replenished. Each level ends with a boss that was featured in the first season of the show, which becomes progressively more difficult. Seeing bosses again like Genie, Eye Guy and Dark Warrior brings back some great memories, and getting to take them down yourself makes it all the more sweeter. Another awesome feature is the inclusion of Megazord battles. Although there are only 2 of them, it's a fantastic addition and in my opinion completes the Power Rangers experience. The player controls the Megazord against a giant monster. In these fights, you can perform special attacks, which are dependent on how much power you have in the power gauge. Attacking your opponent will raise the meter, and the more power you have, the more special moves will be available at your disposal. Graphically, this game looks good. While certainly not the best the Super Nintendo had to offer, backgrounds are well detailed and textured, and sprites look like those from the show. Everything is well animated, with the game really coming to life during the Megazord fights, and some visual flair during the transformation sequences. Even if you are playing in a 2-dimensional field, the Megazord fights do a great job of capturing the feel of the Power Rangers. One criticism I have is that the Power Ranger designs seem to be palette swaps. I get the larger-than-life approach that the game tries to achieve, but giving all the Rangers body build and physiques doesn't look right, particularly with the yellow and pink Rangers. And Billy is fat. What's up with that? The music for Power Rangers does a serviceable job of conveying the action. It's not the best and it's not the worst, but it does have that beat 'em up feel to it, which is what all brawlers should have. Hearing the Power Rangers theme in glorious 8-bits always brings a smile to my face, as it's a very well done arrangement. Enemies make the usual grunts when they are attacked in standard brawler fare. Now, time to address the elephant in the room. Where's Tommy, the Green Ranger? Yes, that's how I choose to remember him. Was one of the most compelling characters of the series, so much so that the latter half of the first season was more or less devoted to that character. This game was released in 1994, and the Green Ranger would already have been an established character in the series, so why isn't he in the game? Well, he is, but not in the Super Nintendo version. The Green Ranger is available as a playable character in the Mega Drive and Game Gear versions, which are fighting games, which were published and developed by Sega themselves. If Tommy is available in those games, then there's no excuse not to include him on the Snes. The Power Rangers aren't complete without him. Another issue I had was the story. I didn't get the impression of a flowing narrative. It just seems like a number of different episodes from the TV show stitched together. In the Super Nintendo version at least, you don't get to fight Rita, who for the first season was the Rangers' main antagonist. Instead, the final boss is Cyclopsis, which is a bit of a letdown. Not having Rita as the final boss robs the game of a definitive ending. It would have been great to have seen Lord Zed make a surprise appearance at the end and face him as the game's super secret boss, but I digress. Switching gears, this game is a lot of fun, looks good and controls well. Is this game a standard beat 'em up with the license tacked on? Yes, and you know what? I don't care. Out of all of the different versions of this game, the Super Nintendo edition is my favourite, as in my opinion, this game works better as a brawler than a fighting game, as well as having the benefit of being published by Bandai, the official Power Rangers distributors. The Sega CD version was quite different, as it was an interactive game featuring quick-time events and footage from the TV show. This game has little to offer in replay value, but you can play any level you want with the corresponding password, and access a hidden 2-player mode with the Megazord battles, again using passwords. In conclusion, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is a fun beat 'em up which does the TV show justice, and provides a great Power Rangers experience. And that ends another review. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please leave a positive or negative comment, thumb up this video and subscribe to my channel for more gaming videos. Be sure to check out and like my Facebook page for regular updates, and as always, peace out guys. Now, back to action.